Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today I am going to share my Sephora VIB sale haul with you. At least most of it, because I did go back and make a second order that hasn't arrived yet. But in my defense, I had two good reasons. First of all, something that is pretty pricey that's been on my list for a while came back in stock. And November is my birthday month, so I got a really good birthday gift. And I don't live near a Sephora store anymore. Now that I've moved to this new house, my closest actual freestanding Sephora store is like an hour and a half away. I really wanted to snag my birthday gift, so I had a really good reason to make a second order, and that stuff isn't here yet. But I'm gonna show you what I picked up in my initial order. It's kind of a lot of stuff. I did a video right before I placed my order showing you everything that was on my loves list and asking for your opinions on what I should pick up. I did take a lot of your suggestions into consideration, and I also picked up a few things that weren't on my loves list with the intention of making YouTube videos about these things. I'm not going to swatch these or anything in this video because I'm going to make dedicated videos for sure about these products. First is the Sephora Favorites Holiday Lip Kit. I always think these are so much fun, and the majority of products in here I have not tried. There are two full-size products in here. This Charlotte Tilbury lipstick and a Rare Beauty. I think this is a gloss. I have tried the NARS product and the Too Faced product, but otherwise a lot of new stuff for me, and I think this will be a really fun video, so we will do a dedicated video on the holiday lip kit. And another little holiday set that I was very interested in is this one from Tarte. This is the Gilded Glamour Amazonian Clay eyeshadow wardrobe. These palettes are a little bit smaller than I was expecting, but I think these look really cute. Here's a picture on the back. There's one that's very neutral, and then this one really caught my eye because it has some interesting jewel tones and some cooler tones in here. I thought this looked like a really cool set, and a lot of the Tarte holiday sets, in my opinion, just for me, my personal style, tend to be kind of boring regurgitations of things that they've done throughout the year, and I thought these looked interesting. Plus, I've been really hooked on the Maneater After Dark palette from Tarte, so if these are quality-wise anywhere in the same ballpark as that one, then probably gonna really like these. I do have a few more things that I can't really swatch or try on for you in this video because they are skincare and hair care. If you didn't already know, I love Laneige. It's one of my most repurchased brands. Some of my all-time favorite skincare products come from Laneige. They've rebranded their Water Bank line, and I'm kind of curious to see if they've also reformulated it. So I grabbed this Water Bank set so that I can test out these products. I have dry skin, so once you start talking about hyaluronic hydration, you've got my attention. I restocked my cream skin toner, also from Laneige. As usual, I always buy at least one, sometimes more of these whenever I can get them on sale because I love it. And if you have dry skin, you probably love this too. I have two hair care products here. First is the Way hair oil. I had a sample of this and I was trying to decide between two different hair oils. So many people voted in favor of this one in my What's on My Loves list video, and honestly, it was a great deal. There's a ton of product in here. I have, as you can tell, lots and lots of curly hair, and my hair tends to be very dry. Plus, I bleached it myself, which is never good for the dryness factor of your hair. I very rarely use heat on my hair. I just let my curls air dry. Once in a blue moon, I will blow dry my hair straight. I don't flat iron my hair. I don't use a curling iron. I very rarely use any heat on my hair. So that means that I'm air drying a lot. So I picked up this Curlsmith weightless air dry cream. It's a leave-in conditioner. That's exactly what I need. So I want to smell this. It smells really good. It just smells like lotion. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of the Bath & Body Works Cucumber Melon scent. Let's just put it on my hair and see how it feels. I just washed my hair last night, so I think you're supposed to put this in when your hair is damp, but whatever. I do what I want. Oh my gosh. It smells like cucumber melon. That is crazy. What a flashback. Blast from the past. Hair stuff, woo! Alright, let's get to the makeup now. I picked up a bunch of makeup that I'm super excited about. I am wearing a bunch of these makeup products today, so you'll get to see me apply most of this stuff throughout the video as we go through these products. I only picked up one base type of product. This is the foundation from Haus Labs. It's the Triclone Skin Tech foundation. So many people have been raving about this. This has been sitting on my loves list for quite a while, and my shade came back in stock right before the sale started, so I knew that I wanted to pick this up. So this is the first thing we're going to try on today. First thing I want to mention about this foundation, besides the fact that I'm using the shade 110 Light Neutral, is that this comes in an actual frosted glass bottle. A lot of the time you'll see things, they look like they're going to be glass, but they're actually just like a heavy plastic. So this really does come in a glass bottle, and it has a pump, which I like just for convenience and for like sanitary purposes. I'm going to apply the foundation to one side of my face first. That way we can get an idea for what it looks like compared to just my bare, clean skin. When I tell you, I was so surprised by how good this looked just compared to my regular skin, nothing on, no primer or anything. It looks very, very natural. It did a great job of evening out my skin tone without looking heavy and cakey and fake. Wow, that honestly looks so good. What the heck? Let's see how it covers this little redness that I got going over here. This blended in really quickly and easily. I feel like I got a great shade match. That is something that can be tough when you're shopping online. So in my shopping experience, the shade descriptions and swatches were really helpful and accurate. The formula is super comfy. It feels as lightweight as just a little tinted moisturizer, but it has great coverage. It still looks really skin-like. You can still see a little bit of my natural skin, freckles and whatnot peeking through, but it has a really beautiful skin-like finish. It's not too glowy, but it's also not flat, matte, and dry looking and feeling on the skin. Overall, I 100% believe the hype now for this foundation. It looks great. It feels great. I wore this all day long, and it looked pretty fantastic throughout the entire day. So I'm really happy with this one. I only picked up one lip product, at least with this order. This is from Givenchy. It's the Rose Perfecto Liquid Balm. This is the shade Chilling Brown. This is another one that has been widely raved about and has been sitting on my loves list for a while. This is so cute. It looks like a little peppermint candy cane swirl. I don't know why I get so much enjoyment out of that, but I do. So that's the next thing I'm going to try on. This is an incredibly expensive liquid lip balm. This is $37. That's the retail price. Obviously, I bought it on sale. And I am no stranger to a bougie lip balm. I love a bougie lip balm. I'm happy to pay a lot for a lip balm that I love because these are the products that I consistently use and completely use up. So I always feel like I get my money's worth versus just a lipstick. I didn't realize this was going to have a slightly plumping effect. It is a little bit tingly, but usually I hate plumping glosses, and I didn't find this to be uncomfortable. I was just a little taken aback at the first application because I just didn't critically read the description enough. But this is okay. You know, it's a liquid lip balm. It has to be reapplied a lot. It feels comfortable. The color's pretty. I don't know if it's $37 worth of happiness for me. It's just kind of okay. I did end up with 2 different blush purchases. I had a bunch of blushes on my loves list, and I knew that I was going to end up with more than one. However, technically these are different because one's a single and one's a blush palette. So that makes me feel better, so let's just go with it. I was so enticed by this NARS cheek palette. I pretty much always love the NARS cheek palettes, and this one looks so pretty. This is the Rising Star palette, and the shades in here are so stunning. I think I'm gonna do a dedicated video just for this palette. Look at this. What? And this deep red. These are so pretty. This is gonna be like an everyday go-to combo for me. I couldn't resist this. I'm glad I didn't resist it. Let me know if you want to see a video about this because I want to make a video about it. This is just so pretty. I'm a sucker for a celestial theme, and I'm a sucker for a NARS blush, so they really got me with this one. I should just retitle this video Amanda testing a bunch of internet hyped products, because here's another one. This is from Dior. It's the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Professional Performance Color Awakening Universal Blush. That is a mouthful. I got the coral shade. There's also a bright pink shade. And let me tell you, I was a bit taken aback because this color looks like it's going to be the blush, but the blush is actually a different color. It seems like this is the blush looking through a clear lid, but it's not. Isn't that weird? It looks so much more orangey here, and then a lot more of like a melon pinky coral inside. But anyway, you'll get to see me try this one on. It's pretty, it's cute, it is not changing my life. This has to be one of the most hyped up, but I hate to say it, overblown products I've seen of late. These Dior blushes were sold out forever and a day. I finally picked this one up thinking this is going to be the most revolutionary blush of my life, because how could this stay sold out? How could so many people love this and rave about it and it's not amazing? And I'll tell you, it's a good blush. It's pretty, it blended in nicely, and for such a bright color, I think it looks very natural, very flattering. It's pretty. It's a pretty blush. I do see why people like it. I do see why people enjoy it. I think both of the shades they offer are probably pretty flattering across many styles and many skin tones. I think the little Dior packaging can give you kind of those bougie makeup butterflies. I get all of that, but I just think the product itself has been massively overblown. I would take a $8 or $10 Super Shock blush over this any day, and you know, that's just one girl's opinion, but that's what I think. And the very last bit of my Sephora haul, I only had 2 eyeshadow palettes on my loves list, and in true Amanda fashion, I bought both of them. They're both mini palettes, so, you know, it's kind of like just buying one big palette. Did that convince you? Because I don't think it convinced me. This is another one I think I'm going to make a dedicated video with. This one's from Too Faced. It's the Secret Santa palette. Not the most exciting color story they've ever done, but I think we can do some really good comparisons with this one. And I have been historically a big fan of their little mini palettes in the tin packaging, so I'm hopeful that this will be a nice little giftable go-to type of palette. Let me know if you're interested in seeing a video with this one, and if so, what kind of comparisons do you want to see, because this is pretty neutral. I feel like there's about 200 palettes in this room that would be a good comparison, so we're gonna have to narrow it down a little bit. It does smell a little spicy, but it's very subtle. Just a little FYI for those of you who are sensitive to fragrance. And lastly, this is the palette that I'm wearing on my eyes today, the Dior Backstage Eye Palette in the shade Khaki Neutrals. So I'll show you a quick little tutorial for this eye look that I'm wearing in today's video, and I'm gonna give you sort of my thoughts to wrap up along the way. I was kind of hoping after applying the Dior Backstage blush that this was going to be the Dior makeup saving grace for me. Unfortunately, that is not what's going to happen. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil it for you before we get into the tutorial. I will say I really like the little primer cream shadow base in here. I think that was absolutely the standout. If that was offered as a single, maybe it is, I'll have to check, I would buy this primer on its own. I think it worked really well and I was pleasantly surprised by that. All of the other eyeshadows really had the same sort of finish. There is that white sparkly topper type of shadow, but overall, all of the other colors were just a little satiny, sheeny type of finish. I just didn't get a lot of dynamic textures. Everything took a while to build up, and you know, it blends nicely. My finished look ends up looking fine, but I can just think of at least 3 other green palettes off the top of my head that I would much rather use, that I think would be more dynamic and more interesting. This really solidifies for me why I've had such a greater push towards indie brands, particularly indie eyeshadows, over the past year or two. I think it's been noticeable here on my channel that I've just been way more interested in indie brand eyeshadow palettes and a lot of makeup overall, but definitely eyeshadows are just not even in the same league. As a reviewer, there's just no way I can fathom recommending or even enjoying this almost $50 little 9-pan mediocre performing, mediocre shades palette when I could be recommending and enjoying, for example, the Hella palette from Odin's Eye, which also has a bunch of greens, is almost twice as many shades, is $5 less, and is way more dynamic, way more higher performing formulas, and just overall more interesting, better packaging, all around just in every way superior green palette. And you know, there's more than just the Hella palette. That's the one that just comes to my mind because I love that palette so much. And I could do a better version of this look with that palette for less money. I can't really get on board with this. It definitely feels like a letdown. And I just guess it's time for me to give up my bougie Dior makeup dreams and just accept the fact that I am an indie brand girl now for life. My first initial impression of these purchases is a lot of these products seem to be maybe a little bit overhyped online. Maybe they're just better suited to others than for myself. I will say I am very pleasantly surprised by the Haus Labs foundation. I wasn't really expecting to be very impressed. I don't wear foundation a lot. I'm very much a skin tint, tinted moisturizer, a little concealer and go type of gal. I have really not been wearing foundation much in the past year plus. So to find one that looks so nice and natural and comfortable and feels like it's in line with my style is really impressive. So this is sort of the surprise favorite. The blush and the lip balm are just okay for me. They're not really changing my life enough for the price tag. They just maybe didn't live up to their own hype. They're fine. They're, you know, I'll use them. I think they look nice. They feel nice. All that good stuff. But not really changing my life in the way I expected them to. And honestly, I feel like this palette was a bit of a bummer. I have so many other palettes that I feel like I could create a better, more interesting, more exciting, more well-rounded green look. It was fine. It looks fine. But, you know, for Dior prices, we're going to need a little bit more than fine. So this was the biggest letdown for me so far. I'm so excited to use this NARS cheek palette. I have a really good feeling about this one, but there are a lot more videos to come from the products that you saw in today's video. I would love to hear what you're interested in. What do you want to see me go more in depth into with these new products? What did you pick up from the sale? Do we have any of the same things on our loves list? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Oh, it's heavy. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. YOLO. I don't think anybody says that anymore, do they? What's the new YOLO? Young, hip people of the internet, tell me, what's the new YOLO? I forget what I was going to say. So this I honestly can't tell if I like this or not. I want to like it. I really want to, but I can't tell if I do. Why is this called Chilling Brown when... I mean, maybe this looks brown on somebody. It looks very red to me. Especially in the tube. I mean, it's still pretty. I like it. I smell like 2001. And I like it. Products. Can you hear my dog snoring? I wish I liked this eyeshadow more. Not too long ago, I did a green, kind of green gold look like this with the Blend Bunny All Done Up palette, and I like that look more than this one. And I bet that those palettes are like comparable in price, except one is this little Rinky Dink palette. I've said it before and I'll say it again. These mainstream brands, they can't keep up with indies anymore. Indies quality. Indies are more interesting. Can you hear my dog snoring? Sorry. Alright, just focus. Focus. Focus, focus, focus. It's time. I busted out the snowflake earrings because I put a bunch of holiday stuff up on my Etsy shop. It's called Just for Fun Style. Go check it out. I still have the fall and Halloween things in there just because I'm not ready to let them go yet. But you know, we need to prepare. We need to start preparing for the holiday purchases. Clearly, if I can buy a Secret Santa palette, then it's time to put the snowflake earrings up on Etsy. I'm so happy that you decided to hang out here with me today in this video. That's cool. That's cool that you do that, and I appreciate it. And you know what? I love your face, and I will see you real soon. Okay, bye.